Okay, incoming college freshmen, listen up. In a few weeks, somebody's going to help you carry boxes into a room the size of a parking space, hug you in a hallway, and drive away. Here's 15 things nobody puts in the orientation packet. Number 1. Everybody you meet in the first month is faking it. You're just the only one who knows that you are. You walk into the dining hall and you see 40 people who look like they've already figured out where they belong. They're laughing, they know each other, and you're standing there holding a tray, doing math about which table is the least humiliating to walk up to. Trust me, those 40 people ran that exact same math 90 seconds before you got there. You're comparing the inside of your head to the outside of theirs. You've got your own panic in high definition, you've got none of theirs. Epictetus had a line about this. We're not upset by what happens to us, we're upset by what we decide it means. It's day 8. Nobody has it on day 8. Number 2, your phone is going to lie to you for about 3 months, and you should know the shape of the lie before it starts. Quiet Tuesday, no plans. You ate something questionable in your room, you're a little homesick, you open your phone, and there's everyone from high school apparently having the best week of their lives at 11 different colleges. Don't get FOMO over that. Seriously, you're looking at the highlight of 200 people's entire month, compressed into 90 seconds and delivered to you on the worst evening you've had all week. That's not a feed. That's a machine built to make your completely normal Tuesday feel like failure. Everybody in there is having quiet Tuesdays too. They're just not posting them. Number 3, your roommate is a roommate, not a soulmate, not a built-in best friend, a roommate. Half of you are going to get randomly assigned somebody great, and half of you are going to get somebody perfectly fine who's weird about dishes. Both are normal. Neither one is a verdict on your social life. Here's the actual job. Agree on 3 things in week 1. Sleep, guests, and mess. That's it. Say them out loud, awkwardly, on purpose before anything has gone wrong. Because the fight is never really about the dishes. It's about the thing nobody said in week 1. You don't need to love this person. You need to be able to sleep in the same room as them for 8 months. Low bar. Just hit the low bar. Number 4. Homesickness isn't a character flaw, and it doesn't mean you picked the wrong school. It runs on a schedule. It usually doesn't hit in week 1. Week 1 is adrenaline. It shows up around week 3 to week 6, when the new has worn off and the routine hasn't kicked in yet. It's worse at night, way worse when you're tired. And it comes in waves, which is the confusing part, because a genuinely great Saturday does not protect you from a rough Sunday. Here's the mistake. You feel terrible on a Wednesday in October, and you decide something permanent about it. I don't fit here. I picked wrong. You didn't learn anything that Wednesday. You were tired and far from home at the same time. Seneca said, we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. Let the wave be a wave. Just chill and let it pass. Number 5. Call home. But not every single day. I know that sounds cold. It isn't. Here's what happens when you call home every night. You never actually arrive. Half of you stays in your old bedroom, and the version of you that's supposed to be building a life 400 miles away never gets the room to do it. And the calls get worse, not better. Every night you're reporting on a day where nothing's happened yet, so it starts to feel like nothing is happening at all. Twice a week, longer calls, actual news in them. Your parents will survive it. They want you to have a life more than they want the phone to ring. Number 6. The friends you make in week 1 are almost never the friends you keep. That's not you failing at something. That's just how it works. Week 1 friendships are proximity friendships. That person lives 11 feet away, or you were both standing alone at orientation and neither of you wanted to be. Reasonable way to start. Terrible way to predict anything. Real friendships come out of a shared activity, not a shared hallway. The club you kept showing up to, the lab section you suffered through, the thing at 9 at night you both actually cared about. That takes a semester, sometimes 2. So when your roommate finds their group in October and you haven't, you're going to feel behind. You're not behind. Nobody's keeping score. You're not looking for people to sit with. You're looking for people who will know you in 4 years. Number 7, say yes to everything for 1 month, then start saying no. Both halves matter. That first month, your only job is surface area. Go to the thing, go to the weird thing, go to the club you're 90% sure you'll hate because you can't find your people from inside your room, and honestly, you don't know yet what you like. But if you're still saying yes to everything in November, you don't have a life. You have a calendar. You'll be exhausted, spread across 9 things you're mildly involved in and 0 things you're actually good at. Seneca's whole complaint was that we're not short of time. We just waste it, 1 month wide, then narrow, 2 or 3 things properly. Quick thing, if this is useful so far, drop a like, takes a second, and it genuinely helps this reach the people who need it. Okay, back to it. Number 8, you're about to get a grade you didn't deserve, and you need a way to think about it before it happens. You study hard for something, and you get a C because the exam was brutal, or the curve was weird, or the professor tested the one section you skimmed. And if your whole sense of who you are is built on grades, and for a lot of you it completely is, that C doesn't land like a data point. It lands like you got found out. Here's the split that saves you. The prep is yours. The grade isn't. Epictetus explained it with an archer. You control the stance, the draw, the release. Once that arrow's gone, the wind owns it. Judging yourself on where it landed instead of how you shot will just make you miserable, and it won't make you a better archer. Aim carefully, then let it go. Number 9, go to office hours. Almost nobody does, and it's the most underused thing on any campus. Picture it from the other side. Your professor blocked out 2 hours a week, sat in an office, and mostly nobody came. Some of them are genuinely a bit lonely in there. And you don't need a good question. I'm a bit lost on chapter 4 is a good enough question. What should I read if I like this part is even better. Here's what actually happens. Your grade goes up because now somebody's explaining it at your pace instead of the room's pace. And in 2 years, when you need a research spot or a recommendation letter, you'll have a person who already knows your name. Week 3, just go once. Number 10, being alone and being lonely are 2 completely different things, and freshman year is where most people learn that the hard way. Lonely is wanting company and not having it. Solitude is having your own company and it being enough. From the outside, they look identical. One of them hollows you out. The other is one of the most useful things a person can learn, and the whole difference is whether you chose it. You're about to live somewhere that being alone is visible. Eating alone, walking alone, being in on a Friday. So you'll be tempted to fill those hours with people you don't like, doing things you don't want to do, purely so you're not the one who's alone. That's how freshmen end up lonelier in a crowd than they ever were in their room. Go to dinner by yourself sometimes, not as a punishment, as practice. Number 11, almost every spiral you'll watch happen in a dorm has sleep sitting underneath it somewhere. I know, most boring advice on earth, sounds like your mom. But it's the thing holding all the others up. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make you tired, it specifically wrecks emotional regulation, and it specifically wrecks judgment. So the version of you at 2 in the morning, week 9, running on 5 hours a night for 6 days, is not some more honest version of you finally seeing clearly. It's a chemically impaired version of you, with unusually strong opinions about whether you belong here. And trust me, that 2 a.m. certainty is the most convincing feeling in the world, and it's almost never right. One rule, no decisions about your life after midnight. It'll look different in the morning. It always does. Number 12, 4 things are competing for you. Grades, sleep, social life, and your health. You cannot max all 4. Nobody in history has maxed all 4. So everybody drops something. The only real question is whether you pick it or whether it gets picked for you at 3 in the morning in week 10. Pick it on purpose. Decide out loud, this semester I'm taking the B, or I'm not going out on weeknights this term. Or I'm going to be a bit less fit until December, and that's genuinely fine. A chosen trade-off is a strategy. An unchosen one is just something falling apart while you pretend it isn't. And don't let sleep or health be the automatic one. Those 2 pay the interest on everything else. Number 13, for 18 years, other people structured your time. That ends the week you show up. And the freedom is a lot harder than it sounds. High school, somebody rang a bell. Somebody noticed if you weren't there. Now you've got maybe 15 hours a week of class, 150 waking hours to fill, and nobody who'll say a word if you do nothing at all. Sounds amazing for about 2 weeks. Then it quietly starts taking people apart. Not because they're lazy, because unstructured time with a vague obligation over it isn't rest and it isn't work. It's dread running in the background all day. So build the skeleton yourself. Same wake-up time, roughly, weekends included. A fixed place you work that is not your bed. Marcus Aurelius wrote notes to himself about getting out of bed. Most powerful man in the world, arguing with the covers. Number 14. You're gonna meet people who declared a major at 17 and now defend it like a hostage situation. Don't be that. You told everybody at graduation you were pre-med. Your family repeats it at every gathering. And then in second semester, in a class you didn't expect to care about, something else lights up, and you spend 2 years talking yourself out of it. Because switching now would mean the last 2 years were wasted. They weren't wasted. The time is already gone. It's gone whether you switch or not. The only question actually in front of you is what the next 3 years look like. And that question does not care about the last 2. Marcus Aurelius wrote that if anyone can prove him wrong, he'll gladly change. That's an emperor, in writing, planning to keep changing his mind. You're 18. That's the whole assignment. Number 15. And look, this one matters most. Ask for help way earlier than feels acceptable. Not when it's a crisis, when it's still small and stupid and you feel dumb even bringing it up. Every campus has counseling, tutoring, an advisor, an office for exactly the thing that's wrong. It's free. It's already in your tuition. And almost nobody who needs it uses it, because asking feels like admitting something. So the pattern goes like this. Small problem in September that a 15-minute conversation would have fixed. Nobody has it. By November, it isn't small. The ones who look like they're handling it alone usually have the most support behind them. You're just not being shown it. Marcus Aurelius, to himself. Don't be ashamed to need help. If you're wounded and you need a comrade to pull you up, so what? Send the email in week 2, not week 10. None of this makes freshman year easy. It's not supposed to be easy. You're getting taken apart and put back together by a place that doesn't know you yet. But notice what almost all of that had in common. Almost none of it was about the college. It was about the story you tell yourself about the college. The dining hall wasn't the problem, the comparison was. The C wasn't the problem, what you decided it meant was. And that's really the whole thing. There's what happens, and there's what you decide it means. You get almost no say in the first one. You get very nearly all of the say in the second. And most people take an entire lifetime to work out they even had a choice there. You get to learn it at 18. That's honestly not a bad place to start. Good luck. You're going to be fine.